Welcome, dear readers, to another electrifying edition of TV Day's Drama Digest. Buckle up, because today we're diving headfirst into the turbulent waters of Days of Our Lives, where secrets, sacrifices, and shocking revelations are tearing through the heart of Salem like a storm. At the center of this tempest is Kristen Mara, a woman whose love for her daughter, Rachel, has driven her to the edge of morality and beyond. Will Kristen's heart-wrenching sacrifice hold, or will Rachel's buried memories finally surface, rewriting the fates of everyone involved? Let's unravel this gut-wrenching tale together, exploring every twist, turn, and tear-soaked moment. A courtroom confession that shook Salem. Picture the scene, a courtroom heavy with tension, the air thick with anticipation. Kristen Mara, a woman known for her cunning and unbreakable resolve, stands before the judge, her face a mask of defiance and desperation. The gallery is packed with Salem's finest, their eyes locked on her, waiting for the next bombshell to drop. And drop it does. In a voice trembling with emotion yet steady with conviction, Kristen confesses to the unthinkable. She shot E.J. Mara, her former lover and one of Salem's most powerful figures. Gasps ripple through the courtroom like a tidal wave. The judge, his face stern and unyielding, wastes no time. "Bailiff, arrest her," he bellows, his gavel slamming down with the finality of a thunderclap. The bailiff moves swiftly, his handcuffs gleaming under the fluorescent lights as he approaches Kristen. But before she's taken away, Kristen turns to Belle, her lawyer and confidant, and delivers a cryptic command: "Go to your room." The words hang in the air, heavy with unspoken meaning, leaving Belle visibly shaken as she exits the courtroom, her mind racing with questions. Kristen's confession isn't just a legal maneuver, it's a seismic event that sends shockwaves through Salem. Why would she confess to such a heinous crime? What drives a mother to take the fall for a shooting that could lock her away for years? As the courtroom drama unfolds, Kristen's motives begin to crystallize, and they all point to one person: her daughter, Rachel. Kristen's desperate sacrifice. As Kristen is led away in handcuffs, her heart aches not for herself, but for Rachel, the daughter she's fought tooth and nail to protect. In a private moment before her arrest, Kristen shares a heart-wrenching conversation with Marlena Evans, the town's beloved psychiatrist and one of the few people Kristen trusts. The scene is a masterclass in emotional intensity, with Kristen's eyes brimming with tears as she pleads with Marlena to understand her choice. "I can't let them know the truth," Kristen whispers, her voice cracking under the weight of her secret. "As long as no one knows what I did or didn't do, I can keep Rachel and Johnny safe." The mention of Johnny, EJ's son and a key figure in this tangled web, adds another layer of intrigue. What does Johnny have to do with this? And why is Kristen so determined to shield him? Marlena, ever the voice of reason, tries to dissuade her. "Kristen, you can't do this. You're throwing your life away." But Kristen is resolute, her maternal instincts overriding any fear of consequences. "EJ won't say a word, and neither will I, not to Brady, not to anyone," she vows, her words laced with both defiance and despair. Marlena, torn between her ethics and her love for Kristen's family, reluctantly agrees to keep silent, her heart heavy with the burden of Kristen's secret. In a moment that tugs at the heartstrings, Kristen makes one final request of Marlena: take care of Rachel. Make sure she gets the help she needs. Her voice breaks as she adds, "Brady will hate me for this, but if it means saving my daughter, it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make." The words linger like a haunting melody, encapsulating the depth of Kristen's love and the lengths she'll go to protect her child. Rachel's world shattered. Now let's shift our focus to Rachel, the young girl caught in the eye of this emotional hurricane. Imagine her confusion, her fear, her anger as she learns of her mother's dramatic courtroom confession and subsequent arrest. Rachel, Still a child but wise beyond her years, has always seen Kristen as her rock, her protector, her hero. To see her mother led away in handcuffs, branded a criminal, is nothing short of devastating. Rachel's world, already fragile from the constant upheaval in Salem, crumbles further as she grapples with the news. She's likely sitting in her room, clutching a favorite stuffed animal, her mind replaying the image of Kristen's stoic face as she's taken away. The whispers of the adults around her, Brady, Marlena, Belle, only add to her confusion. Why would her mother do this? Why would she confess to shooting EJ? Rachel's heart aches with a mix of love and betrayal, her young mind unable to reconcile the image of her fierce, loving mother with the cold reality of Statesville prison. The thought of Kristen back in that grim, gray cell block is enough to send Rachel spiraling. She remembers the stories her mother used to tell her about Statesville, the cold, the isolation, the way it strips away everything that makes a person human. Rachel's anger bubbles up, not just at the system that's taken her mother away, but at herself for not understanding what's happening. She's too young to grasp the full scope of Kristen's sacrifice, but old enough to feel the sting of loss and the weight of unanswered questions. The buried truth, Rachel's hidden memory. But here's where the story takes a turn that could redefine everything: Rachel's memory. Deep within her psyche, locked away like a forgotten treasure, lies a truth so explosive it could shatter the fragile equilibrium of Salem. What if Rachel, in a moment of clarity, remembers that she was the one who shot Johnny, not EJ? What if Kristen's confession is a desperate act to protect her daughter from the consequences of a crime she doesn't even fully remember committing? Let's paint the scene. It's late at night, and Rachel is alone in her room, the weight of her mother's arrest pressing down on her like a physical force. She's tossing and turning, unable to sleep, when a fragment of a memory surfaces, a flash of a gun, the sound of a shot, Johnny's shocked face as he falls. The memory is hazy, like a dream she can't quite grasp, but it's there, clawing its way to the surface. Rachel's heart pounds as the pieces start to come together. Was it her? Did she pull the trigger? The thought is too much to bear, and yet it explains everything. Kristen's confession, her insistence on silence, her willingness to sacrifice everything. As the days pass, Rachel's memories grow clearer, each one a dagger to her heart. She sees herself in that fateful moment, scared and confused, holding a gun she didn't fully understand. Maybe it was an accident, a moment of panic in a world where secrets and danger are as common as the Salem sunrise. Maybe Johnny was caught in the crossfire of one of Salem's endless feuds, and Rachel, in her innocence, made a choice that changed everything. The guilt is crushing, but so is her love for her mother. Rachel knows she can't let Kristen pay for her mistake. The path to redemption. The stage is set for a moment of high drama, one that could rival the greatest moments in Days of Our Lives history. Imagine Rachel, her small frame trembling with resolve, walking into the Salem Police Department. Her eyes are red from crying, but her voice is steady as she demands to speak to the commissioner. The officers, accustomed to Salem's endless drama, are skeptical at first, but Rachel's determination is undeniable. She's here to confess, to set the record straight, to free her mother. "I shot Johnny," she says, her voice barely above a whisper, but carrying the weight of 1,000 truths. The room falls silent, the officers exchanging stunned glances. Brady, who's there to discuss Kristen's case, freezes, his heart breaking at the sight of his daughter's pain. Marlena, standing nearby, feels her world tilt as the truth she's dreaded comes to light. The revelation is a bombshell, one that will ripple through Salem for weeks to come. The fallout is immediate and chaotic. Kristen, still in Statesville, is brought to the station, her face a mix of shock and relief as she sees Rachel. "Why, baby?" she asks, tears streaming down her face. "Why did you do this?" Rachel, sobbing, throws herself into her mother's arms, explaining the accident, the fear, the guilt that's haunted her. Kristen holds her tight, whispering words of love and forgiveness, even as her own heart breaks at the thought of her daughter carrying such a burden. The legal system moves quickly now. Kristen's confession is thrown out, her charges dropped as Rachel's testimony takes center stage. Johnny, recovering from his injuries, steps forward, his own memories of that night aligning with Rachel's. He confirms it was an accident, a moment of chaos in a town that thrives on it. The judge, moved by Rachel's courage and Kristen's sacrifice, shows leniency, ordering counseling and community service for Rachel rather than jail time. A new chapter for Salem. As the dust settles, Salem is forever changed. Kristen, free from prison but scarred by her ordeal, vows to be a better mother, to guide Rachel through the trauma of her actions. Brady, torn between anger and love, struggles to forgive Kristen, but can't deny the bond they share through their daughter. Marlena, ever the healer, takes Rachel under her wing, helping her navigate the guilt and fear that linger like shadows. And Rachel? She emerges as a symbol of redemption, a young girl who faced the darkest parts of herself and chose truth over silence. Her confession not only frees her mother, but also frees her from the weight of her secret, allowing her to heal and grow. The people of Salem, for all their flaws and feuds, rally around her, proving that even in a town built on secrets, love and forgiveness can still prevail. Will this story unfold? So, dear readers, what do you think? Will Rachel's memories surface, leading to a dramatic confession that frees Kristen and reshapes Salem? Or will Kristen's sacrifice hold, her secret buried forever to protect her daughter? The beauty of Days of Our Lives is its ability to keep us guessing, to pull us into the hearts and minds of its characters and leave us craving more. One thing is certain. This story is far from over, and the next chapter promises to be as heart-stopping as the last. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.